Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I have something truly special to share with you. We're diving into a story that's more than just a holiday. It's about rediscovering joy, reconnecting with yourself, and creating unforgettable memories along the way. Not only will this story tug at your heartstrings, but it's also packed with fabulous phrases and vocabulary that you can use to level up your English skills. So, grab your coffee, tea, or even a glass of wine, and let's embark on this beautiful journey together. It's going to be fun, emotional, and oh so relatable. Stick around till the end, because I'll share a vocabulary guide to help you embrace these expressions in your daily life. Let's get started. Whispers of the Coast. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm 29, and for the last few years, my life has been on autopilot. You know the drill: work, sleep, repeat. It's like I'd forgotten what it felt like to really live. So, when my best friend Lily called me one evening and said, "Pack your bags, we're going to the coast," I didn't hesitate. It was spontaneous, reckless, and exactly what I needed. Let me set the scene. The coast we were heading to wasn't just any beach, it was the Emerald Coast, a place I dreamed about visiting since I was a kid. My parents used to tell me stories about its turquoise waters, golden sands, and the charming little village that sat nestled between cliffs. It sounded like something out of a fairy tale. I hadn't been there in years, but something about this trip felt like coming home. The morning of our departure was nothing short of chaotic. Lily showed up at my door with 2 suitcases, a basket of snacks, and an energy that could rival a toddler's after a sugar rush. "Mia, this is going to be epic," she squealed. I couldn't help but laugh as we loaded up the car and hit the road. As we drove, the scenery transformed from bustling city streets to rolling hills, and finally, to the glittering coastline. The air smelled of salt and freedom, and I could feel the stress melting away with every mile. When we arrived, it was everything I'd imagined and more. The village was a postcard come to life: whitewashed cottages with flower boxes in the windows, cobblestone streets, and a harbor filled with colorful fishing boats. Our first stop was the beach. I kicked off my shoes and let the sand sink between my toes. The sound of waves crashing against the shore was like music to my soul. Lily and I spent the afternoon laughing, collecting seashells, and even attempting to build a sandcastle. It was a disaster, but we had fun. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange, I felt a peace I hadn't known in years. That evening, we checked into a cozy little inn run by an elderly couple, Margaret and George. They treated us like family, sharing stories about the village's history and even offering us homemade scones with clotted cream. Margaret had this warmth about her, like she could see straight into your soul. She told me, sometimes, all we need is a little distance from our lives to see them clearly. Her words stayed with me. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of seagulls and the smell of fresh coffee. Pulling back the curtains, I was greeted by a view of the ocean glistening under the morning sun. It was breathtaking. After breakfast, Lily and I decided to explore the village. We wandered through narrow streets, visited quirky little shops, and stumbled upon a bookshop that smelled of old paper and memories. I found a vintage journal with a leather cover and immediately knew I had to have it. It felt like, in the afternoon, we went sailing. Neither of us had ever sailed before, but the local guide, Ethan, made it seem effortless. He was charming, with a rugged kindness that made you feel at ease. As we glided across the water, he shared stories about the sea and the legends of the Emerald Coast. There was one about a shipwreck and a hidden treasure that had me hooked. "Maybe you'll find it," he said with a wink. For a moment, I felt like a character in one of those adventure novels I loved. That evening, we dined at a cliffside restaurant that overlooked the ocean. The food was exquisite: grilled seafood, fresh salads, and a dessert that was almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. Lily and I talked for hours, reflecting on life, love, and everything in between. She said something that hit me hard. "Mia, you've been living for the future, but what about the now?" It was like she'd read my mind. The next few days were a blur of joy and discovery. We hiked along coastal trails, kayaked through hidden coves, and even tried our hand at fishing spoiler. We caught nothing. One of the most magical moments was watching the bioluminescent waves at night. The water sparkled like stars, and for a moment, it felt like time stood still. But the trip wasn't just about adventure. It was about healing. One afternoon, I sat on the beach with my journal and poured my heart out. All the doubts, fears, and dreams I'd been holding in came spilling out onto the pages. It was cathartic, like shedding old skin. I realized that I'd been so focused on what I didn't have that I'd forgotten to appreciate what I did. On our last night, Margaret and George invited us to a village bonfire. The whole community came together, singing, dancing, and sharing stories. There was this sense of belonging that I hadn't felt in a long time. As I sat by the fire, staring at the flickering flames, I felt a shift within me. I wasn't the same Mia who had arrived a few days ago. I was lighter, freer, and more connected to myself. The next morning, as we packed up to leave, I felt a bittersweet mix of emotions. Part of me didn't want to go, but another part of me knew that this wasn't the end, it was a new beginning. As we drove away, I made a promise to myself to live more fully, to embrace the present, and to find joy in the little things. 1. Rediscovering joy, finding happiness again. Example: after a long day, watching my favorite movie helped me rediscover joy. 2. Reconnect with yourself, spending time understanding and caring for your own needs. Example: taking a solo trip helped me reconnect with myself. 3. Unforgettable memories, experiences that you'll never forget. Example: my wedding day is full of unforgettable memories. 4. Tug at your heartstrings, make you feel strong emotions, usually sadness or happiness. Example: that song really tugged at my heartstrings. 5. Level up your skills, improve or enhance your abilities. Example: practicing English daily can help you level up your language skills. 6. Embrace expressions, accept, and start using phrases naturally. Example: after living abroad, she embraced local expressions quickly. 7. Chef's kiss, something that is perfect or amazing. Example: the pasta I made last night was chef's kiss. 8. Cathartic, emotionally healing or relieving. Example: talking about her struggles was a cathartic experience for her. 9. Priceless, so valuable that it cannot be measured in money. Example: spending time with loved ones is priceless. 10. Bubble of happiness, a moment of pure joy and peace. Example: sitting by the beach at sunset felt like a bubble of happiness. 11. Old money vibes, a style or appearance that looks luxurious and classy. Example: her elegant outfit gave off old money vibes. 12. Step out of your comfort zone, try something new or challenging. Example: learning a new language is a great way to step out of your comfort zone. So that's my story, loves. It's not just a tale of a holiday. It's a reminder that sometimes the best journeys are the ones that take us back to ourselves. If you've been feeling stuck, take that trip, write that journal, or simply take a moment to breathe. Life is too short to live on autopilot. Go out there and create your own magic. And remember, it's not about where you go, it's about how you feel when you're there. Stay fabulous, and I'll see you in my next video.